I had to think because I started to see the videos where people were talking about not finding jobs in the professions and such. I started to think, I'm like, no, don't be so negative. All of that will take care of itself. At this stage, a lot of the things that upset you, Donovan, they'll take care of themselves. There's a degree to which you kind of have to give a big up to a lot of people, but also kind of point out some confluences. There's a confluence that is hit. One, by not properly teaching the traditional phonics, we're starting to see a fundamental problem with literacy. Okay, so this was called out by Reagan's Secretary of Education. This was one of the key people who started this big campaign about, do you understand what will happen when phonics dies? And what foundations teach teachers that they don't need it? And did this huge thing on the giant industrial groups that are actually behind a lot of the programming for teachers' organizations, and this is how they get their money from the same people who brought you PBS and NPR, Carnegie Mellon, the Ford Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation. So in giant industrial funds. And so anyway, people started to really put together from both the left and the right. This would make them kind of almost illiterate slaves, even though they've been been in school almost, half their, for this huge portion of the best part of their life. A lot of people started to figure this out from different angles. That's one of the things that's come in. The next thing, the right wing was laughed at for a decade or more. There's not enough kids. I even saw it in San Francisco journalism, that people posting about San Francisco being a child desert in like the 2008, 2011 kind of period. And nobody really took this serious. And so if there were debates online about different subject matters, what would end up happening is that these people would end up having these this debate where it was just simply not, all right, good. In this debate, that people would end up like discussing it, and they would kind of laugh at this idea. And we would say, no, really, most of the numbers are showing you're going to start running out of people in about this time. Well, now the colleges are reporting this. So this is an important thing to get why you don't have a job. There's a level of research that is now informing probably investment groups. And the money that they put in for companies to then hire people and get them up to speed, and the amount of debt that they would incur. Well, so this was done, but apparently done in a way that it hasn't produced, because even if it was tariffs, they would still have some kind of job for you to do to at least get the company ready to maintain the same level of productivity even under the pressure of tariffs. But instead, it's just mass firings, meaning that in some way, shape, or form, they were being incentivized to have far too many people on the payrolls by very likely the last administration. These were companies that weren't really making it. And think about all these companies that have fired people. Like, what companies are these? Like, these are huge firms. These are supposed to be the biggest names in industry and IT and all this stuff. And that you're like, but suddenly, overnight, they don't need any people. Well, a part of it is because there's going to be 100 to 300,000 fewer freshmen entering colleges every year. Colleges as well are now starting to already plan for not having students, and they don't know what to do. And then the present administration says, oh, and on top of it, the people who are coming from other places now have these issues that they have to deal with with our administration, you're going to have fewer of those types of students as well. Everyone's hearing this at a level of research and investment that normal people, only unless you know what to look for on YouTube, you won't know this. It's not your fault you're not being hired. We faked it until we can absolutely not make it, and now we don't make it. Now that's it. We're unmade, or we've been undone. She's come undone. There's not really a way around this now, and it's not going to be until you have better credit markets, so that you then have some people extending credit to people who want to start a venture. That would be you, young people who can't find a job, so to start your own business. Well, that until that loosens up, this isn't your fault. You went to school, you obeyed the rule, and so don't get down on yourself too much. A lot of corrections have to be made, but you're going to have to understand there's pretty much only one party now that's on your side. Yeah. But now you're seeing also how fake it was. That there were a lot, and key to this, and I'm going to touch on it later, I got to think about it, is the concept of the misallocation of resources that a lot of companies obviously did, because when the storm hit, they got rid of their entire crew. They threw the crew overboard. How's that work?